I know, for example, that there has been allegations that I am into trucking business and I'm in partnership with the president, and we were ferrying Gushungo Dairies milk. That is hogwash. That's a lie that was started by Douglas Monzora as we went to the last Congress where he was then elected as Secretary General. I'm not into any business relationship with President Chamisa. He's not a businessman, as far as I know. He survives on his legal practice. He has never been involved in any business outside his legal practice. That is as far as I know. But I am into logistics, but I've never owned a truck that carries milk. And how ridiculous that allegation is that if you are into milk business, um, you need to deliver milk that is safe for people to drink. And I don't know anyone who can contract someone who is in an opposite party to ferry their milk. And besides that, Mugabe had trucks. He was in business with the G&D transport since the time that we were growing. Then what is that company, Woods of Africa? They had over 500 trucks, and he was into that business. And for him then to give us a contract to carry milk, that was laughable at that time when Monzora started that propaganda, and is still laughable to today. We don't carry milk. We are not into business with Mugabe. In fact, when Mugabe died, I had never met him in my life. I've never met Grace. I've never been a member of ZANUPF. I've never been anywhere near ZANUPF. So you could see even the receipts that people were producing, receipts that had even misspelled name, my own name. Then they took Advocate Chamisa's number from somewhere, fake receipts that was produced later on by the CIOs taking advantage of that Monzora's propaganda that he started as we were going to the next Congress. So as far as I'm concerned, as far as the president is concerned, we have no business with the ZANU-PF. We have no business with the late President Mugabe, and we have no reason to do business with them. I'm sure you know that this government arrest MDC leaders at the slightest infraction of the law. I was a guest of this government facing treason charges in Chikurubi over a tweet which was made by a ghost account. So I can assure you, if Linda had evidence that the MDC alliance had sent youth to Botswana to be trained to unseat the government, I can assure you that by now those youth, the leadership of the MDC that was involved in such kind of operation, all of them would have been dead or would have been in jail serving life sentences. I don't know why that is not happening. I don't know why Linda is not assisting the police. She should do that. She should assist the police and report those people. But this is all just propaganda that is intended to destabilize the party, that is intended to cause the arrest of the party leadership. We are not a Mickey Mouse party. We are not a rebel movement. We are a proper political party that wins elections. We don't need to send people or to train people because we win elections. We win the hearts and minds of Zimbabweans, and so that to us that's enough. And so I don't know where this allegation by Linda is coming, but I think she's best placed to answer those allegations and to tell Zimbabweans why she is not assisting the police to arrest those people. Because if there are people that are in the MDC that have a violent tendency or that want to unseat the government outside the democratic means, then those people are not the MDC. I can assure you that before I became the Secretary General, before President Chamisa became president, we had a problem of the so-called vanguard. And we promised people that when we come into the office, we are going to remove that thing because we don't believe in that thing. You know, that is the reason why you don't see the vanguard anymore since the election that elevated Advocate Chamisa. They went with Monzora. Those are the people that believe that type of politics and that type of democracy. We don't believe in that. We believe in peaceful means of electing and replacing a government. So Linda can assist the police and so that the police can do their job. I've addressed this question in the statement that we issued today. I'm sure you are referring to the allegations that were made by Lillian Timvias at State House. I think we have comprehensively dealt with it, and I don't want to comment further, because what I've also said in my statement is that if any member of the MDC feels that they have been bullied in a manner that violates the MDC constitution, I'm willing to submit myself before the organs of the party, before any disciplinary committee of the party, for them to investigate into my conduct with the people that are complaining. And so because of that, I'm leaving it to the party. The party knows the correct situation. This is an allegation that was made to a national standing committee that is chaired by the president. He knows what happens. The members of the MDC that are in that particular body knows what happens. But I must remind you one thing, that because of Corona and because we lost our offices that were forcibly taken from us by the army, I last met Miss Timvias physically in a meeting sometime in June. Since that time, I have not met her. The few meetings that we have had visually on Zoom, she has not attended. Even the last meeting that she alleges that there was a problem that with the which she referred to in her statement, she also confirmed that she didn't attend. So where did I bully her? In June, when I last saw her, bullied her in June, for her only to realize that I've bullied her and she leaves, and that was good enough for her to leave the party. But if you look at the way her departure occurred, when she was at State House, there was a statement that was issued attacking the party. That statement did not talk about bullying. The bullying just came as an afterthought 4 hours later. But I don't want to comment further on this matter, but just to state that I am willing to appear before the Integrity Commission of the MDC, before the organs of the MDC, so that my conduct so far since Congress can be constitutionally and legally scrutinized by those organs. If they find that my behavior has been inconsistent with the Constitution, I'm willing to submit myself to the Constitution of the MDC. I've done that before. I have been suspended before. And I accepted the outcome. I was suspended for 3 months, investigated, and cleared by the late President Morgan Tsvangirai. So this is not new to me, and I'm willing to submit myself further. Thank you. Mnangagwa is not the legitimate president of Zimbabwe. The legitimate president of Zimbabwe, as per the 2018 election result, is Advocate Nelson Chamisa. And before that, it was Robert Mugabe, who was forcibly removed by Emmerson Mnangagwa. So Mnangagwa has never been a legitimate president of Zimbabwe. After they forcibly removed Mugabe and had a coup against the constitution of the land, and after the election which elected President Chamisa, he is into power by force. He is in State House today against the will of Zimbabweans. He is incapable of winning any election. We know that. He knows that himself. That's why he doesn't even make an attempt to reach out to voters, because he knows that he's not electable, and to me, he can never be a legitimate president. He is not even a legitimate leader of ZANUPF, because even his elevation to the president of ZANUPF is unconstitutional in as far as the ZANUPF constitution itself is concerned. There is even rumors that he is not even a legitimate citizen of Zimbabwe. Some say they were with him in his country of origin, which is Zambia, where he is supposed to be. So I don't know what he is. Thank you very much. Look, what we are doing is, first and foremost, we need a strong party. We need a party that is resourced. We need a party that is active and active membership. So this is what we are doing. But the situation in Zimbabwe, the current crisis that we are facing, emanates from the disputed election. So unless and until we correct that, we will continuously have these problems. We will have problems now, we will have problems in future. So our plan of action is that we are currently mobilizing Zimbabweans. We are currently speaking to Zimbabweans so that Zimbabweans can exercise their constitutionally guaranteed right to freedom of expression. Once we express ourselves as a mass in town, in different towns in Zimbabwe, I can assure you that the same day the government will listen and will be able to correct the dispute that is there. The economy is not functioning because the economy expects Advocate Chamisa to be a state house. The country itself is not functioning because it expects Advocate Chamisa to be in state house. So the only way of solving the problems that we are having is to make sure that the person that was elected by the majority of the people in Zimbabwe is given his mandate to run the country. Forget about Mnangagwa being powerful. Forget about Mnangagwa being ruthless. But the people ultimately must be mobilized. The people ultimately must be organized. The people ultimately must demand their political power and their right to self-determination and the right of Advocate Chamisa to assume the president. So that's what we are doing. I'm sure you now believe that I am everything, you know, from carrying Gushungo's diary's milk, from being a bully, from all sorts of things. There is no way that I could be a free citizen if I was involved in any illegal business. I am not a forex dealer, like what people allege. If I was a forex dealer, I was going to be arrested long back. I was arrested just for tweeting and thrown in Chikurubi. It took me over 2 years to clear myself. So if I was a forex dealer, do you think I could be here outside prison and talking to you? These are part of the lies that are concocted by the regime to discredit me, but I'm not worried about this type of lies. What I'm worried about is that we as the MDC leaders, we must make sure that we grow our party. We must make sure that we mobilize Zimbabweans. We must make sure that we prepare our party to execute the mandate that was given to Advocate Chamisa in 2018. This is what we are busy with. We are busy with mobilizing people. So we are not distracted. We are not disturbed. We are not deterred. We are not disturbed by people that peddle lies and rumors. It's part of the leadership. I'm not surprised. People attack me. People agree with me. Some people don't agree with me. It's normal in politics. But what is most important is to be genuine. I'm genuine. I've never been ZANUPF. I've made mistakes, numerous mistakes. And I've honored up where I've made mistakes. I'm learning. I'm still relatively a young politician. I'm 45, and that's myself. But I will never be a person that I'm not because ZANUPF wants me to be that particular person. I don't deal with foreign currency. I am a politician. I am into logistics, as I've earlier on stated, and everyone knows it. I am always open, conducting my business. I always want to lead by example. We don't want politicians that are 100% full-time into politics. You must look for money. You must survive. I have kids that must go to school. So apart from politics, I also managed to create a business that is viable, that sustains me outside politics. I've made it clear earlier on that as a Secretary General, I'm supposed to be paid. But I refused to receive salaries from MDC because we have a lot of problems that that money that I was supposed to be paid is now going to. I've refused even a car from the MDC because I can work for myself. I can fund the party. I've funded the party on numerous occasions. And I'm sure just now, when people are attacking me on social media because of Lillian who has gone to ZANUPF, they forget that we have a party that needs to be run. It's the end of the month. I have 100 workers that we must pay. We don't have government grant now. We must still survive as a political party. Government took all the financial lifeline that were due to us in terms of the constitution after the 2018 election. But we are not crying. We know it's politics. We have had to be resourceful. We have had to make other plans so that the party continues to exist. The party is viable. The party continuously conducts activities. Constitutional meetings of the party are taking place. But nobody has ever asked themselves how the party is surviving without funds from the Political Finance Act. At least from the time that I became involved as the treasurer, I've not even seen a single penny from the so-called Western donors, not a single penny. And the West, still when I became the Secretary General, nothing, no cent. We have had to be innovative. That's why those who say when there is the West SG, I just laugh at myself because we are working extremely hard. Having 100 workers without consistent financial flows from either the government, people are now poor. It has affected the people's ability to pay their subscriptions on time, because the economy is not performing well. A number of people are not at work, But because of those challenges, we have had to sit down with my team to look at ways of making sure that the party stays afloat, the party stays active, the party continues to grow as it is growing now. So this is the situation that we find ourselves in. This is the situation that we are operating. But we are very hopeful. We don't have a lot of problems like we were having before our last Congress. We are turning around the institution. We are growing the party. The party is stronger, and the party is going to start rolling out mass action as soon as the COVID is lifted, so that we resolve the disputed 2018 election. People that voted for Advocate Chamisa deserve to have a president that they voted for in State House. They are suffering today, they don't have jobs today, yet they voted a man that has solutions to the problems that they are currently facing. So that has to be resolved before we talk about anything else. So we are ready, we are mobilizing, we are educating our people, and very soon we will be resolving that long-term dispute.